To do more to support Syrian students. One PhD student at Edinburgh University has been telling how he was interrogated and tortured after posting comments on Facebook. There are almost 70 Syrian students studying in Scotland. Many have lost relatives and have little contact with home. Lisa Summers reports.
At Edinburgh University, Yassine, as we're calling him, is finishing a PhD. For fear of repercussions, we're protecting his identity. On a visit home, Yassine was tortured after posting comments that criticised the regime on his Facebook page. He was detained for 48 days.
3 days without any minute of sleep. Like a very bright light in front of my head. Every time I try to steal 2 minutes of sleep, the guard threw a bucket of water on 2 times a day. We were beaten. The worst was when I was shown somebody in the electricity chair, and my turn was the next if I do not confess. And then they sparked me with electricity stick. Not only physical torture, it's psychological torture. I mean, when they threatened me to bring my wife to be raped in front of me.
The Syrian conflict began almost 2 years ago. The destruction widespread, devastation extreme. 60,000 people have been killed and over 2.5 million are displaced or seeking refuge. Thousands of miles away, just outside Edinburgh, Manhal Al-Nassar plays with his family. He's from the Syrian city of Homs, but studies at Heriot-Watt University. Such everyday activities, but he says he feels helpless.
I'm lost for word to describe the situation. When you just sit in front of your laptop and look on the website for news, and you would hear like 20 people are killed in your hometown, and you start going through this list of people who were killed, and we just hold your breath that you might just find one of your relatives.
There are 69 Syrian students studying in Scotland. University of Scotland say there are provisions in place to help with things like the payment of fees or welfare support. They also say that they're lobbying the UK government to ensure that no Syrian students forced to return home after they've completed their studies.
Just the act of leaving Syria is seen as opposition to the regime, and people heading back are at risk, a very real risk of torture, disappearances, murder, etc. So we need to continue, whether they came during the conflict or before, we need to ensure that everyone who is seeking refuge from Syria is supported.
For now, the Syrian students here do what they can. Stuck in limbo, so far away from a conflict they're right in the centre of. Lisa Summers reporting Scotland, Edinburgh.
Creative Scotland says it plans to advertise for a